Hey yo, it's me P and I'm back with another video. Welcome to my holiday recipe series. This series will feature the seafood chicken sausage gumbo. Yes, it does have filet. I just recently bought this new pie. That was my first time cooking in a pie. I loved it. I also show y'all what pot I use, what spoon I use to cook my roux. I cannot wait to show y'all that recipe. This series will also feature my bell pepper dressing, stuffed with ground meat, crab meat, shrimp, I will also be posting my old school baked macaroni and cheese. That came out nice and creamy, full of cheese, just how everyone likes it, as well as my brown sugar ham and my sweet potato pie recipe. So if you want to try any of these for Christmas, come back to my channel. Click on the recipes playlist and it'll be there for you. By the title, today we're cooking a chicken and sausage seafood gumbo with filet. This is a long step-by-step process, but it's worth it. Y'all stick around to the end of this video so you can see everything that was added in from beginning to end. Let's get straight into the video, starting with the pot that I use to cook the gumbo. Your pot choice is very important. This pot features a thick bottom. It's stainless steel. It's gonna protect it from the heat and cook the food evenly to make sure that you don't have the food sticking to the bottom and it's not being overcooked or burned. This pot is tagged in the video on my YouTube shop. You can get you one today. So I'm gonna take everything off of this pot, wash it really good. But the first thing that I actually cooked in the pot was the crabs. So I bought my crabs for my gumbo a couple days before I cooked my gumbo. You can use just plain gumbo crabs without boiling them. You don't have to, you can buy them pre-cleaned, like frozen, but I prefer it this way. I like the meat to be fully cooked already, and I also like the flavor that you get from boiling it in seafood boil. I'm going to show you how to do that. Usually people will put like onions and garlic and bell peppers in the pot when you boil the crabs. I also read the instructions to the pot, y'all. Read your pot instructions. But I didn't do that this time because I was already going to be putting all of those things in the pot with the gumbo. So I just let the seafood ball seasoning do it. So it's important to soak your crabs before you boil them, especially when they're fresh and they're alive. You can also add salt to the water to help clean them or purge them as well as calm them down. These crabs were almost ready to jump out of the zinc, but they didn't. I added some salt to the water. You're gonna see from when I first put the crabs in right here, the water was very clear compared to after a while after they set, the water started to get dark. So yeah, they were getting clean. Now, don't be afraid of the crabs because, like I said, when you put the salt on them, they kind of calm down. And I'm going to show y'all the little technique that I use to get them out of the zinc. This was my first time doing it like this, and it worked. So, try this at home. It's okay. A lot of people ask, how do we flavor the crabs? This is the season that I use to flavor my crabs that a lot of people from Louisiana use. The liquid seafood ball and the dry seasoning seafood ball. You can also add other things, especially if you're doing like a crab boil where you're about to eat all of the crabs. But this is perfectly fine alone. So this was my technique to get the crabs out of the zinc and into the pot. I basically used another pot, a spoon, scooped 1 or 2 of them up into the pot and dropped them right in. Y'all see they went straight in. They didn't fight back. They didn't grab onto anything. It was absolutely fine. I boiled them for about 20 minutes and I let them soak for about 30 minutes. They were really juicy, very flavorful with just this alone, the liquid and the powder. And I put them up. I let them cool off, put them up in the fridge until it was time for me to cook my gumbo. So now we're about to get into the next step, which is starting the pot of gumbo. So on the day you're gonna cook your gumbo, you want to take out everything you add in. Like y'all see, I have my shrimps thrown out. I took out all of my seasons. You want to make sure you have every season you need. Sit that out on the counter and prep your pot with some water. Let it start getting hot. That's how I cook mine. Other people do it other ways. This is what I do. I put my water in there, my chicken bouillon, which is the chicken broth, and I let that start cooking with a little seasoning and some bay leaf. Okay? Next step is going to be to season and fry down the chicken. Now in the past, I've just dropped my chicken straight into the pot and let it boil, but I tried it like this once and I really like how the chicken had that extra little kick to it. So this is how I'm going to be doing it moving forward. So as y'all can see, I have the chicken in the pot and it's gonna boil. At this point, I've had my water boiling for about 45 minutes and I'm gonna let the chicken boil alone for about another 45 minutes so it can get really soft to where I can break it up. But while I'm waiting for it to do that, I'm gonna start chopping all of my seasons. Now you can do this a few days out. You can have frozen season. That's absolutely fine. Today, what I usually do is chop my season for my gumbo on the same day, so it can have that extra freshness. It's just that extra flavor. Your gumbo flavor mostly comes from this right here, which is the Holy Trinity. It's not so much of the dried season like the salt and the pepper and the Cajun seasoning. It's not that. It's the onion, bell pepper, celery, parsley, fresh garlic, and fresh green onion. That's where most of your flavor comes from. And that's probably what I'm explaining on this little part right here because I was live. But I had music on, so I never released the live again because I haven't fixed all the copyrights. But yeah, that's the flavor, y'all. Look at me and Shamari. Y'all know that's my channel. Okay, this is another major key. Y'all see I'm dropping these pieces of onion into this pot. There's something called a shrimp stock. I see people been talking about it lately. This is something that we've been doing for years. You can make your own seafood stock at home like this. And what I did was I peeled my shrimp. I put the shrimp shell into this pot with water. And I'm gonna take the ends of all of my seasoning and put it into this pot. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm also gonna season it with some Old Bay, a little garlic, but mainly the season is coming, the flavor is gonna come from this right here, the fresh season. And I'm gonna show y'all how it looks after. But this shrimp stock is going to be used to put flavor into my gumbo, as well as into my bell pepper dressing that I'm going to show y'all in another video. Make sure y'all come back for that. That's what this is going to be used for, and it's infused with so much flavor. You can make this ahead of time as well, and you can also freeze it for later for another meal. This is how it looked right when I started boiling it. And I let this boil for about 20 minutes. You want to let the shells turn orange, like as if the shrimp was actually in it. You know, the shells turn orange. And you want to definitely have that smell coming from it and see your vegetables start to get soft before you start to use this in your pots. So you saw me chop the ends of the seasoning. Now I'm gonna take my time and chop each vegetable separately and separate it into containers, because the way you're gonna use your seasoning is after you make your roux, you're gonna drop it in, and you want to have that already prepared on the side in the container, because the roux can burn, and you want to just go straight and drop that right in, have it close to you, and y'all gonna see that in a few minutes. But remember, your pot is still boiling with your chicken that's getting tender, and your other pot with your shrimp stock is boiling as well, getting that flavor. Everything has to be cooking at the same time. Now this is a pet peeve of mine. When you chop in garlic, I know garlic is so tedious and tiny, but see these little bitty edges that's like hard on the top and the bottom? Y'all cut that off and throw it in. take the extra second to cut it off and throw it away. Rinse your fingers off. Your fingers gonna get sticky. It's okay, but get rid of it. Okay, y'all, so this is how the shrimp stock looks after those 20 minutes of cooking. Y'all see it steaming, everything. It looks like a soup almost. And I'm just going to drop a few scoops of that into the pot of gumbo. Now it's time to debone and shred our chicken. This is how I do it in the big spoon. I just use a fork and kind of pull it apart. It should be soft enough to do this. I do leave some of the skin, and I do leave like a bone or two for the flavor. That's my preference, and it comes out really good. Some people don't like shredded chicken in their gumbo. I know I've heard that. I see some people use like chicken wings. You could do that. You could also use turkey necks or chicken necks. But I love the stringiness of the chicken in my gumbo. Now I'm about to start the roux. So the process with the roux is equal parts of vegetable oil, equal parts of flour. You want to put your flour in like a little bowl like I'm doing. Have it on the side so once your vegetable oil is hot, you can pour it right in and you know exactly how much you're going to be using. I bought this spoon especially to make my roux this time. I never used a wooden spoon, but I've been seeing other chefs do that, and I think that is a really good spoon to use. You definitely want to use one that's like coated. This is like a $7 spoon. I wouldn't use like one that might shred apart, or like, you know how some wooden spoons break up. This is an olive coated wooden spoon. Now I stirred this for about 45 minutes non-stop. That's very important. That's a step you can't skip. That's the only way it can become a gumbo. So definitely have that patience. Or you can buy a roux from the store that's pre-made. You definitely could do that. This is my preference how I do it. And it just come out so good, y'all. The flavor. This is a big flavor part of it as well. And I'm showing y'all the color transformation, how it went from like a light white to like a light brown, and it's gonna get into a deeper brown. Some people go as far as chocolate before they drop their seasoning, like what I'm doing now, but I haven't made it that far, y'all. I haven't made it to chocolate. One day maybe, but once I do. But when I drop in my Holy Trinity, it does get a little bit darker, as y'all can see. But some people still have it even darker than this. But this is about the darkest I've ever gotten it. And I was pretty proud of it. It smelled real good. So at that point, you just kind of let that cook for about... But you want to make sure you turn the pan that you're cooking your roux in off. Turn it completely off and let it simmer. Then you can remove the grease like I just showed you here. Once you put your roux in your pot, you're close to the end of cooking. That is about hour 3 for me. Once I add my roux in and I start prepping my other meats, which is the hot sausage that you see here, I'm taking it out of the casing. This is Patton's hot sausage. I'm gonna drop a picture of it. Y'all can kind of see the little container right here on the side. I'm sorry I didn't show y'all the actual container, but I'm gonna put a picture of it. But yeah, this is Patton's hot sausage, and you take it out of the casing, you make little balls, and that's an important flavor part for the gumbo for us Louisiana people, New Orleanians for sure. Not everybody does this. Y'all might not see that anywhere else, but you're gonna see it here every time. So you put that in a pan and you bake it for about 20 minutes with a little water in the bottom. Next, you're gonna prep your smoked sausage, which is basically just frying it down a little bit in a pan before you drop them in. That's D&D. Another thing that people from Louisiana love, D&D smoked sausage. And you're gonna add that to the pot. I also added gizzards. I didn't show y'all in this video. I could have sworn I got a clip. Y'all have a bunch of clips, but I did add 1 pack of gizzards. You just do a little cleaning of them and you drop them in around this same time. But last but not least, it's gonna be seafood, and y'all can see I'm peeling those crabs that I bought, and I'm taking I'm cleaning them, and yeah, just taking the shell off. Y'all can see me doing that right here, and sitting them in this container. And then I have the shrimps already peeled, and we're gonna go ahead and put those in next. Right before I add my seafood, I usually drop in my filet and mix that in really good. Get that scent that I'm looking for. You could taste it at this point as well. And the last thing you're gonna do is drop in your shrimp and your crab. You could turn your pot down, which it was already on a medium-high heat. You can put it on a medium-low heat at this point, and just let everything kind of simmer together and stir your pot over time, and you're done. That's it. You cook gumbo. Congratulations. I hope y'all enjoyed this recipe, you guys. We still have 3 minutes left, just me showing y'all how to put everything in there, how to mix it up, showing y'all how it looks. And I also want to show y'all at the end how to break it down, which is putting it up at night. So this is very, very important. You don't want to spoil your gumbo. Gumbo can be spoiled. There are so many meats in here. We got seafood, we got chicken. So it's a very sensitive pot. So let's talk about what can spoil a pot. Putting the top fully on the pot while it's cooking, or right after you finish cooking it, can spoil it. You never want to put the pot top fully on it. Yeah, I just drop a little bit of that seafood ball flavor in there. It's not gonna hurt it, y'all. It was clean. This was the same container I put the crabs in, and it just drained into there. But you never want to fully put the top on the pot while the pot is hot, and that can spoil it. You never want to put a dirty spoon into the pot. Let's say you have the spoon sit out overnight and you didn't clean it, and you wake up and your pot not spoiled. You get a container of gumbo out and you use that spoon to take it out. You completely spoiled it. Immediately it's spoiled. You leave the pot out all night in a hot house, spoiled. You put the hot pot in a cold refrigerator, spoiled. It's so much that could happen with gumbo. And so what you do is you lean the top and let the heat escape. You constantly go and stir the pot. If you finish cooking this gumbo at 9 o'clock at night, you want to stir that pot 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and feel the sides and make sure it's fully cooled off before you remove the gumbo from it to put it into a container. And before you, some people put the whole pot in the refrigerator depending on the kind of pot. This particular pot you can't put in the refrigerator. But yeah, remove it, put everything up, and then you save it. How do you know it's spoiled? You will see bubbles and it'll stink and it'll taste nasty. And I did not spoil it. This is how it looked at about 3 in the morning. I was very happy. I hope y'all happy with this recipe. I took my time. I've been waiting to do this for 5 years, y'all. I've been on YouTube for 5 years. But I wanted to give great quality content when it comes to gumbo. So thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and watch this as many times as you need. Leave a comment. Ask me any questions you need to ask. I'll be happy to assist y'all. Thank y'all so much. See you in the next video. Bye.